This is essentially off of like one of my original theses of what's kind of been going on in the stablecoin market is that there's going to be like a parade of stablecoins essentially depegging, and some going to zero, some just depegging, and eventually repegging over time. The main one, the main stablecoin that's going to come out with this with the cleanest shoes is going to be USDC. USDC recently got a backing from BlackRock, which is basically just the fucking. It's basically the boomers' retirement fund that is the Fed, and it's already so if you look at kind of what's going on of like USDC with Circle and everything, Circle's still going to IPO later this year. Um, Circle, of course, is affiliated with Coinbase, and Coinbase essentially Coinbase is banked by JP Morgan, which is also a member of the Federal Reserve. So basically, without if you don't know already, USDC is the US dollar. I mean, it's basically the digital. It's basically Fed coin at this point, right? But what they're doing right now is they're just applying a tremendous amount of liquidity and resources to USDC. So USDC is not going to have any problems, at least from what I see from right now. Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's just that sort of thing. Now they want to get themselves into a position where they take over the market. Now, right now, they're still the number 2 stablecoin in the market. We were in this kind of position. We were UST at third, USDC at second, USDT or USDC or US. Oh my God, these names. Basically, Tether at number 1. Now, it's what USDC wants to do over time is pass up Tether. Now, because of this, right? I wouldn't be surprised if there's some bullshit happens with Tether at some point in the far future, and then that leapfrogs USDC over it. And if that's not the case, then basically during the IPO of Circle, we're probably going to get a flippening from USDC over Tether. So, is USDC? It's really up in the air. I mean, the way the US likes to control the markets, they like to have a Pepsi and a Coca-Cola, right? Pepsi, Coke, Pepsi, right? And it's that sort of thing where if they can run the gamut and kind of control the other side, then they'll allow it. But if they're not playing ball, they're going to wreck them pretty much. And if they wreck Tether, they wreck DAI as well, because DAI is also multi-collateraled. And so because people have asked me like, well, what about DAI? Well, DAI is basically, what is it, like 30-40% Ethereum, and then the rest is USDC and Tether. So it's like, damn, you know, it yeah. So it's a sort of thing with like I've said this I've said this in previous courses or in previous sort of things and stuff like why the hell do you like why don't you guys like rib into to Tether, because it's bad for the market completely. Like if we know that there's not enough collateral, like I don't use it, but if like at all, I mean I think I've held Tether one time back in like I think like 2018, the last time I've used Tether. Primarily been using USDC, or I've just been sticking from coin to coin. And like I was getting a lot of, and honestly, I was getting quite a lot of shit like for like, look, stable coins are useful, right? But as a long-term strategy of just holding all your capital in a stable coin and stuff like that, at some point you got to choose a side. You've got to pick a side. You've got to be, are you in the coins or are you in cash at some point, right? And this whole thing of like I'm not like not saying that 20% was like unsustainable, but it's a sort of thing at some point it was going to get unsustainable to the point where like once big institutions and stuff started hopping into the train and stuff like that, you're essentially just it becomes a huge cash machine.